I'm RN, and today I want to talk about my NCLEX experience. Today I'm talking about my NCLEX experience. The reason why I want to talk about this is because someone asked me my experiences on NCLEX itself. Now the NCLEX, there is not enough words for me to describe how much of a nightmare this exam was for me. Don't get me wrong, okay, nursing is a great field, probably one of the best fields where you actually help mankind. Now the NCLEX, man, I don't know where to start with this vlog. The reason why I don't know where to start is because, to tell you the truth, this exam took its toll on me because I failed twice before I got to pass. I graduated March 13, 2010 in the Philippines from my nursing. I took the exam that following December. I thought I reviewed very well for this exam, and I remember the first time I took it, I stopped at 97. And when I stopped at 97, I didn't know what to think. I felt like crying. I didn't know exactly how to express myself because it was just so overwhelming with the feelings that were coming to me because it was just too much to handle. When I finally found out I failed, oh my goodness. I was like, oh, here we go again, review. Second time I took the exam, it was around, say, I think it was April. Gosh, I went all the way to 265 questions. That time I thought I did really great because it was all 265. And you know what they say, the more questions that you're given, the more likely you are to pass. I really thought that I did great. 2 weeks later, get the letter, oh my goodness, I failed again. Third time, you're sitting there, you're thinking to yourself, is nursing really for me? Don't mind the gloves, it's really cold in Alaska, I'm sorry. I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, read one more time, I gotta go through this material again. Just don't want to go through it again because there's so much things you have to read, and there's so much things you have to absorb in your mind, and there's so much things that you have to just go over again. And you already know the stuff, yes, you know the stuff, but something I learned from that. When I read the Saunders 5th edition for the third time, I finally understood why I failed the first 2 times. The reason being is because I wasn't ready for practice. I myself was not prepared to become a nurse. The third time was the fact that I wanted it so much. The desire is so deeply rooted that you do anything to get that exam. So about a month and a half passes, and I've actually stayed away from all the networking sites. I stayed away from Facebook, I stayed away from YouTube, I stayed away from basically any means of social life. I isolated myself and I pulled all-nighters. I pulled, my best to actually absorb what material I was reading. I finished the whole Saunders book and all the questions possible, along with charity, delegation, prioritization. I even did the case studies in the back. That's how bad I wanted it. And it's crazy because after all that you've been through, the moment that the third take came around for me, I was nervous, don't get me wrong. I felt like I was taking the exam again. They did this regular, they scanned my hand, they checked the fingerprints, all that stuff, sign. They tell you go inside the center, you take these earplugs, you put in your ear, and you take the exam. While I was taking the exam on the third take, I was sitting there thinking to myself, as I was answering each one, I was like, I just hope that this is the one. And surprisingly, 75 questions later, the computer stopped. And it was nuts because I didn't remember any of the questions. Probably like 1 or 2, which I had a big question mark on. And I didn't remember any of the questions. I felt like I did bad because there's so much said. I literally got 10 select, all that apply, and frick, I was at astonishment with what went on in that exam. I had my head held down. I felt like crying. I did cry after the exam. I went inside the restroom, a couple tears broke out, and I said I failed that exam. And again, when I got home with my parents, we were planning originally to wait the 2 weeks for the official letter to say I passed for the license. My parents sat down with me and they said, whatever the results are, let's take it for what it is. So we log into Pearson View. It was just me and my parents. My heart's racing. It was like did the Pearson View trick, and voila, the great pop-up came out. And oh my goodness, the feeling was so surreal. The fact that the great pop-up came out, my parents were so happy. They were screaming, and even for me, I jumped up and finally said, "Thank God," And I realized I realized that this exam does change people, and the fact that if you want something so bad, especially if it's in God's will, you get it, especially if you put all your trust in Him. The verse that got me through this whole review was Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I recommend that verse to anyone who's trying to get their dream, because with enough perseverance and enough dedication, you get there. I do believe in miracles, and God was great to me this time, and I realized that this wasn't just no ordinary calling. It was a greater calling for a greater good. I'm so happy that God has answered all my prayers, and I do hope that whoever's watching this, I do hope this inspires you to pass, because this exam, I'm not gonna lie, is a nightmare. I suggest that you start with self-assessment, knowing what you want before you even start to pick up the books again. You gotta know that this is not you know, a game, dealing with human lives, and that God is there every step of the way. Why do you think they call nurses God's handmaids? Because that's what we do. We help people through what we do as professionals. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys also look forward to my future tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. Comment section down below. Let me know what you guys want to see, all the tutorials and all that stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy. Holla front. Peace.